In section 5.3, we're going to work on, at least at the beginning, solving equations with variables in the denominator. Well, we're going to use a tactic that we did before earlier in the course, where in order to actually solve equations with fractions, we're going to multiply by a common denominator. This will clear any fractions. The problem with doing this is we can end up with what are called false solutions. So we have to double check our answers to make sure that they don't cause us any problems. What would be a problem would be anything that would make our denominator equal to 0. So we have to be careful and check our answers by making sure that they do not make any denominators equal to 0. So a good example would be this first one in the middle of the page, where we want to solve the equation for x. The quickest way to do this is to clear any fractions by multiplying the whole thing through by the common denominator, which is x. So I'm going to multiply each and every piece on both sides of the equation by an x. Now on the left-hand side, all that does is cancel out the x on the bottom with the one we just multiplied by, which will leave us with just a regular number 11 and a 13. Now multiplying the other side by x actually gives us a 12x on that side. Then it becomes just a normal equation where we can combine like terms, where 11 plus 13 is going to give us 14. And we still have, not 14, that is actually a 24 equals 12x. And we'll divide both sides by 12 to get x equals 2. Now, what do we mean by the fact that we need to check our answers? We just need to make sure that this x equals 2 doesn't make our denominators in the original problem 0. Well, our denominators were just an x. So if we plug in a 2, the denominators will just be a 2, not 0. So this answer is perfectly fine. So our final answer is x equals 2. Continuing on.